Norwegian Wood began as John Lennon's attempt to hide an affair in plain sight. Lennon later acknowledged that he drew the story from his own experiences, but deliberately blurred the details so his wife Cynthia would not realize what he was describing.
I once had a girl, or should I say?
He never identified the woman, leaving later claims about her identity unconfirmed. The strange part is that Lennon began writing the song while vacationing with Cynthia in St. Moritz. George Martin remembered Lennon playing the unfinished piece in their hotel while everyone gathered around Martin, who was recovering from a broken foot suffered on the ski slopes. Paul McCartney remembered Lennon returning with little more than the song's opening idea before the two of them developed it into a complete story. According to McCartney, the title had nothing to do with Norway. It actually referred to the inexpensive pine paneling that had become fashionable in British homes, including a wood-paneled broom belonging to Peter Asher. That cheap decor became the perfect running joke and also helped disguise the real subject. Lennon's and McCartney's memories of the division of work later differed. Lennon once credited McCartney with the middle section, but eventually described the song as entirely his own. The affair may have been real, but the song's ending apparently was not. McCartney said he imagined the woman frustrating the narrator and making him sleep in the bath, after which the rejected man takes revenge by burning her wood-paneled room. The final fire was therefore not meant as a harmless fireplace or a warm breakfast scene. It was a deliberately nasty joke hidden behind polite language. Norwegian Wood starts as a secret confession, but it finishes as a small piece of fictional arson. The Beatles first attempted the recording on October 12, 1965, while it was still known as This Bird Has Flown. But they abandoned that version and remade it on October 21st. George Harrison had recently bought a cheap sitar from Indiacraft, a shop near the top of London's Oxford Street. He had barely learned how to use it when Lennon asked him to play the song's main figure. Harrison later remembered simply finding the correct notes and discovering that the strange new instrument fit. After trying versions with heavy sitar and then no sitar and different acoustic arrangements, the group selected the fourth take and added Harrison's sitar afterward. Released on Rubber Soul on December 3, 1965, Norwegian Wood became one of the earliest widely heard Western pop recordings to feature a sitar, marking the beginning of Harrison's deeper interest in Indian music. Its influence also produced an unusual sequel of sorts. George Harrison believed Bob Dylan's similarly shaped Fourth Time Around was Dylan's response to the Beatles borrowing from his style.
When she said don't waste your words, they just lie.
What began as Lennon quietly covering his tracks, with his wife sitting nearby, ended as a 2-minute mixture of infidelity, cheap wall paneling, revenge, and an instrument Harrison barely knew how to play.